5 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Every once in a while, you will find out about a good idea. And when you find out about a good idea that helps other people, that makes it an even better idea. And what makes it really good, Robin, are you ready for this?
Yes, I am.
Is when the person with the idea is really pretty. So that when those three things come together, it is certain for good. You know, I knew the name Suzanne McGuire before I ever met Suzanne McGuire, and she absolutely is a beautiful woman in many ways. She is the director of the Marion County Homeless Children's Program. Does that tell you something already? That's beautiful. She's also the coordinator of Operation Stuff the Bus. She is the one we mentioned as the starting point for Stuff the Bus, right?
The founder.
And so it's happening right now. I saw the bus the other day. Where did I go? We went to Walmart, I guess it was.
Yeah, on Easy Street.
Where was I? Where did I go there? For Alex's birthday cake.
Yes,
I went there for something. I couldn't remember what I went there for. I don't usually go there. Yeah. But I had to hurry. And get a cake. Suzanne is here to tell us today about the Stuff the Bus program and just kind of chat with us about everything. And there's a Zumba class, too, or something. What is Zumba? Anyway, Suzanne McGuire, good to see you again.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
Good.
How long ago did you have this idea?
Well, Stuff the Bus is in its 13th year.
13
years.
Wow.
And actually what happened is, a friend of the station, Hank Whittier, invited me to a luncheon to talk to the retired military officers group. And they said, we want to do something to help the kids. We're thinking we'll have a barbecue and then give you some money. And I went, that's really nice, but there's a whole lot of you with a whole lot of expertise and a commitment to the community. So how about we get a school bus and we set it up at stores and we crisscross the county and we get people to just donate the stuff and then we just give the stuff to the kids. And that's where Stuff the Bus was born.
Yeah, it's a wonderful idea. And the children who benefit from this who are the children?
Well, what we do with the supplies is when they're donated, we then box them up and send them to the guidance office at all of the Marion County schools. And any family or child who's, having a little bit of a hard time or needy, and once they go to orientation and they get that list and they go, oh goodness, there's a lot of things on here. They can go right down the hall to the guidance office and the supplies are there. So it makes it really simple. It matches what each school wants. It ensures to our donors that they are our kids in our schools, and it just all stays here. Right.
Wow. And has it grown a lot in 13 years? And has it done things you didn't expect it to do?
It's grown a lot in 13 years because, it's kind of like the first time you do it, you have a party and you're not sure if anyone's going to show up. And now what happens is we have so many regular annual donors to this. We have, churches, and we have service clubs, and we have businesses that have been supporting this for years and years and years. And it's just the awareness that Stuff the Bus has brought to not just the homeless children program, but the needy families in Marion County through Stuff the Bus to a lot of these organizations and businesses that might not have, really committed to support something before.
Right. And when somebody donates money, how does that money get spent? Does that buy goods? And
absolutely. Yeah. Because of the way my position is funded, 100% of every dollar donated buys things for the children, whether it's backpacks, school supplies, it's new sneakers. And usually with the monetary donations, we buy the items that don't get donated as often because they tend to be a little bit more expensive.
Okay.
But of course, I don't pay full price or retail for anything. So I've been doing this.
For you.
I've been doing this for a long time. A lot of the businesses in town, I get extra discounts and I buy things, through the vendors, and we can spread the dollar really far that anyone donates to us.
Now, we, the public, I think, you correct me if I'm wrong on this, I think we, the public, when we first heard about the idea, first of all, we got it right away. We knew that, this is a great idea. But then we, the public, all thought notebooks, and suddenly you needed no notebooks because there were so many. Is that true, and is it still true?
We did go through a year or two where spiral notebooks were not as wanted.
Because we all thought, I'll pick up a notebook.
And they're great, and they're 15 cents each, and people were buying tons of them. And we do have schools using them again. But then the other side of that is, high schoolers need 3 subject and 5 subjects, which run a little bit more money. So when someone stops by a bus when we're on site, we have a list of the most needed items.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, you can walk in and buy whatever's the best deal, but if you really want to focus on helping us meet those needs of things that don't come in as often, we do have that list on every location where the bus is.
And now you also focus on personal hygiene items.
Absolutely. We send personal hygiene packets to the guidance offices at the beginning of the school year. I also send undies to all the elementary schools at the beginning of the school year, just for emergencies. And the reality is, though, with hygiene, we do have students that shower at schools based on where they live. We do have students that wash their laundry at school. So that's
You mean the first shower of the day, not the after gym shower?
No, not after gym, but there are families that might be, living in a tent or a campground or temporarily in a vehicle and not have access to that. And
I never knew that.
Over the years, it's not uncommon for children to shower and do laundry on our school campuses.
Wow, I never knew that.
Gosh.
That's too sad, right?
Yes, but the fact that we can provide what they need to do it, helps. And that's what I think this is all about.
Do you find that the students that are in those kind of living conditions and they need extra help from you and the people in our community, that they are really focusing on their talents and their career choices in life so they don't ever have to live that way when they grow up and then help others?
I think absolutely. I think children are just so resilient. They really are. And I think the whole goal with Stuff the Bus is you give the children what they need so they can be successful. And if a family is dealing with a situation, the best place for the child is not to be with them going around town to deal with how to pay electric or how to do this. It's in school where they can learn and they have their friends and they can be successful. And hopefully, the homeless part for the family is temporary. But the goal long term is that the child, gets to their level of self-sufficiency and can be successful.
Is Stuff the Bus all year long, or is it just during the summer?
The focus of Stuff the Bus is in the summer, but the needs of the things that are listed are all year long. My office collects donations all year of school supplies, of hygiene, of new clothes, new sneakers, those kinds of items.
So the Stuff the Bus is 13 years old. How long have you been with the Homeless Children's Program?
14 and a half years.
Oh, wow. So, and tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you end up doing that?
I was looking for a little bit of a professional career change, and I heard about the opportunity, and I've always worked in an environment where I've helped children and helped the community, and it just seemed like it was the right place for me to be at that time. And when I, read the law and I understood what a homeless child is, and I understood how little the community understood what the child was, it just really made me want to educate the community and invite them to support these kids and really just take it further.
And this really gives a handle on the children that have a lot of things that they never want, because sometimes children can be mean and pick on the ones that appear to have less than them. But do you think this has been squashed over the years, that they're just, realizing that there are children that are in their classes that don't have as much as they are and they don't make fun of them anymore?
Oh, absolutely. I've done presentations to Brownies and Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts and at vacation Bible schools and different types of youth groups, and really, in the schools, and talking to the kids and go, okay, how many of you, for example, got clothes for Christmas? And most of the hands go up. How many of you got things you are never going to wear? And most of the hands go up. And it's like, well, so here's what you do. Here's what you do. You don't hide it in the bottom of a drawer or closet. You donate it. Because chances are there's somebody your age who would like that it's their style, who doesn't have something. When you talk to a child and you say, you get up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you put on your deodorant, and you get to make choices. And then we have kids that don't get to make those choices. They don't have a lot of the options with a drawer full of T-shirts or a closet full of clothes, and really, explaining to the children that, these simple things can really help somebody else and really make a difference to somebody else.
We have to take a little break and we'll be right back. Suzanne McGuire is here. We're talking about the Operation Stuff the Bus. I'm sure you're all familiar with it, and we haven't mentioned the Zumba thing yet, and we'll talk about that when we come back.
Absolutely.
This is The Source, WOCA. We'll be right back.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Each time we tell even a small white lie, we get a boost in stress that directly impacts our health. So when is it better to use a debit card? If you tend to overspend, when you can't actually see the money you're spending, it is easy to get carried away and rack up huge charges that may be difficult to pay back. Good middle ground is to address somebody the way they introduce themselves to you. So if you say, "Hi, I'm Mrs. Ferguson," then stick with the Mrs.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Times of clouds and sunshine today with a couple of heavy thunderstorms in the area, mainly during the afternoon and evening hours, high 88 to 92. Partly cloudy overnight, low 70 to 74. Partly sunny tomorrow with a couple of heavy thunderstorms, the high 88 to 92. For Wednesday, clouds and sun with a thunderstorm or two, mainly in the afternoon, high 86 to 90. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my
too.
seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
Yep, we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Now is the time to take advantage of Florida Credit Union's CD specials. Our 36-month CD comes in at 1.26% APY. A 24-month is working for you at 1.0% APY. And our 12-month at 0.75% APY. All CD rate specials require $10,000 minimum. With friendly service and rates like these, it's not hard to see why Florida Credit Union has your CD options covered. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Call 352-237-8222 for more information. Must act by 1/15/14.
On Friday, July 25th, the Marion Dunn Masonic Lodge number 19 will again host its popular public open house event at the Lodge in Ocala from 6 p.m. until 7:30 p.m. The annual event is free and open to the public. The public is invited to attend a short program which will briefly look at Freemasonry and the rich 165-year history of Marion Dunn Masonic Lodge. The roots of Freemasonry and the impact it has upon the world, our nation, innovative medical research, childhood diseases, and our community will be presented. There will be no soliciting, and visitors should feel free to ask questions and look around undisturbed as they view the artifacts and the inside of the lodge. Plus, refreshments will be served. The address of the event is 1846 Southeast 36th Avenue in Ocala. If you'd like more information, give the lodge a call at 352-694-2461 or go on Facebook to Marion Dunn Masonic Lodge number 19. The public open house event is sponsored in part by BTB Contracting. All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, and Suzanne McGuire is joining us, and we're talking about Operation Stuff the Bus happening right now, and this is an opportunity for you to donate some good goods for the children who are homeless, who might not otherwise begin school the way a more fortunate child might, with everything, including clothing, shoes, and all the school supplies necessary. So you know what I wanted to say is this, that I'm glad you have like a way to target the children who need to be the recipient of these things. And it sounds like the guidance offices that sounds like a wonderful idea.
Yeah, the guidance counselors, they walk around the campus, they know the families, they know the schools, and by sending the items there, when a family walks in, usually it's going to be that they need a little more help than maybe just the backpack and the pencils, and that's why showing the family that the school and the guidance counselors are there to completely support their child and to help them meet their needs. Then if they need to make referrals to agencies for assistance for the family, that's done there also.
Oh, so sometimes even the other work you do is a result of those references.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
And does it go the other way around too? Do you sometimes know of a family, but for some reason they fell through the cracks at school, the guidance office didn't notice them, but you say, you got a student here that's on our list here?
Absolutely. Well, when I do training at the beginning of the year, I'll talk to bus drivers and I'll say, okay, when you show up at the bus stop in December and it's 40 degrees out and the child's wearing shorts and a t-shirt, you need to ask them why. And one time it was my brother's day to wear the jacket. So then when this bus driver needs to call in so we can get the sibling
Isn't that awesome?
Jacket.
That's wonderful.
And that's, really, like I said, the education piece is so important with not only just the community, but also internal, so that we know what to look for and how to ask a question where you're asking it in a way to be helpful.
Yeah. So you do this wonderful thing.
Thank you.
And then our job is to help you do that wonderful thing. So what we do as radio people is get the word out.
Absolutely.
But what do we do besides that? I mean, what else can we do? Is the Zumba class, well, I guess we should bring that into the conversation. Is that a way for us to help?
Well, absolutely. Zumba is taken off. It's all over the media, and there's lots of Zumba classes in town. Zumba's a great workout. I do it about 5 times a week.
Do you really?
I absolutely love it.
Is it all ladies?
No, it's not. There's actually male instructors as well.
Oh, okay.
But there's a lot of men that come just to kind of watch the ladies dance too.
I don't blame them. Yeah,
So,
I know what that's like. I live in a man's body.
Let's be honest about it.
Yeah.
But the Zumba is this Saturday, and it starts at 10:30 in the morning. It's a 90-minute master class with 7 awesome local instructors donating their time. And it's at Vanguard High School. It's only $15, and it includes a T-shirt. And then I also have some vendors that have signed on to support Stuff the Bus, and they'll have booths there. So if somebody wants to, pick up a 31 bag or some origami owls or Premier jewelry or, some organic.
What's an origami owl? What's that?
Origami owl is jewelry line.
Oh, okay.
It's a jewelry line.
I was picturing a paper owl.
So, and no, it's really, customized charms and things like that, and Pampered Chef.
That's the name of their business, in other words.
That's the name of the business.
Oh, okay.
So on the list, all of those are the businesses that will be there on hand.
There's a business called Ocala Cannibals?
Ocala Cannibals is the roller derby team.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we've seen them.
All right.
And they're wonderful. And last year they did one of their matches benefited Stuff the Bus, and this year they will have a display at the Zumba event. Actually, a couple of the team captains actually work out with me a few times a week.
Oh, wow.
And they'll have some information about their program, but they're also there to support Stuff the Bus. And also Marion Therapeutic Riding Association will be out there. All kinds of things,
It's another good group doing good things.
Absolutely.
What is it? What is that?
It Works is
It
Works is a sort of supplement program, and they also do wraps, kind of
for
toning
weight loss?
wraps and
you
things
gotta
like
sleep
that.
more.
And,
I just read that news thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sleeping helps lose weight.
Sleeping helps.
You know
lose
why? Because
weight.
you won't eat.
Exactly. The more hours you're not eating.
And what's 31?
31 is the bags, like the tote bags, the insulated lunch bags. They do monogram things. They do travel bags. It's an awesome, and it's a woman created business and woman-led organization, and it's just wonderful.
Since the students are homeless or needy, should we buy them lunch boxes, or should we just make like a donation to you so you can give it to the lunch personnel so they can eat lunch?
There is actually a grant that's been in place in the past school year. Every student in elementary school got breakfast and lunch free.
Oh, okay.
And it also extended to the schools like Fort McCoy that was a K-8. So that is a program for that. With a lunchbox, then you also have to have all the things you need to put in it. And if a family's living in a shelter or living in a motel, they're going to be limited as to what they can put in a lunchbox. So we really don't collect a lot of those. There's not a real need for it.
Can I ask about the families who live in motels?
Sure.
It seems, no, I don't know anything about this, so maybe I'm not the only one who wonders it, but if you can afford a motel, it seems like it'd be cheaper to actually get
It would
an
be
apartment.
cheaper, but what you have to look at is the people that go into a motel are paying usually a weekly rate. And what happens is the expense of being in a motel of daily food and laundry and things like that, and most of the time limits the family's ability to save for deposit money.
Oh, wow. So
they are paying more in some cases to be in a motel, but they never get to the point of being able to save all the deposit money to move into a rental, which would cost them less per month.
Right.
In the past, there have been some grants that helped with that, but they disappeared a few years ago. So it's a bit of a struggle. Every now and then there's some funding that will help with deposits. But I've had families over a year living in motels because of if their hours are cut and their ability to save every week is affected, it's a little bit harder for them to get all these deposits to move out.
If I were a gazillionaire or a millionaire or anything, I think I would say, let's have a program where we give everybody a shot at having a place, and they're already working, they're paying their rent at these motels.
Exactly. Like I said, in the past there was a grant. I partnered with Brothers Keeper, and it was $1,200 that would go towards deposits for these families, and it was awesome. We had I think in the 5 years we did it, we only had 2 families that weren't able to sustain their levels, and I think that was a great success rate. But unfortunately, that funding got changed.
Between what you do, what Habitat for Humanity does, I mean, we've got so many wonderful programs to help people who need help, and yet there's always more people who need help. It's just
there is, and you know, I mean, what's happened too with the economy in the last couple of years is we saw families becoming homeless who were renters paying their rent to a mortgage holder not paying the mortgage.
Oh my!
And the families being evicted were the renters.
Goodness. Oh my!
And that opened, when you say that to someone, they're like, "Oh, I've never thought of it." Because when you look at the number of houses that Marion County's had in foreclosure over the last few years, not all of them were owner occupied. We had renters who were paying rent, who can show you they were paying rent, yet they're the ones who were evicted.
My goodness! And in the past decade, I guess, is probably a fair way to say this. If you look at the wages of a decade ago, it's not that different than right now. And yet the price of gasoline, the price of food, everything has gone up unbelievably in the past 10 years or so.
Absolutely.
I mean, 10 years ago, somebody making, $10 an hour was able to survive reasonably. Now it's very difficult.
It is very difficult. And then, we also have a lot of families that due to healthcare and other federal level programs, are seeing their hours cut. And if you've got someone working 40 hours a week before, and now to have the company not pay them benefits, they're at 29 hours a week. If you do the math, they're losing an entire week's worth of pay every month. Mm-hmm. And when you might be a single working parent with a family, that's a whole lot of money. That's a whole lot of money.
Suzanne, we have a phone call. Let me go to the phone. You got your headphones on. You'll be able to hear Suzanne McGuire again as our guest. Good morning. Thank you for calling and for waiting. You're on the air with Suzanne McGuire.
Hello.
Yes. Good morning, Suzanne. Say, I'm not much at shopping and that, but I would like to donate to bring a check. Can I drop that off at the side of the bus, and would somebody take it there, and how would I make that check out?
Oh, absolutely. You just make the check out to Stuff the Bus, and I'm usually at every location. Otherwise, my co-chair, John Rose, will be there, and you can just drop it off. There's a tent set up next to the bus. Next week, I will be at Zumba in the morning, but I'll be at the location in the afternoon, so that is great. Thank you so much.
Okay, and thank you.
All right, so let's get people to the Zumba. This is this Saturday.
Yes.
At Vanguard High School in the Student Union?
The Student Union.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's 10:30, and it costs $15 to do this. And you've been doing it for a long time?
This actually is our 4th year doing the Zumba event.
You personally, you've been doing Zumba?
I've been doing Zumba for over 5 years.
Wow.
Yes,
So
and I love it.
Sell us on the idea of Zumba itself.
Well,
how did it help you?
Well, Zumba in a year, actually, I lost 50 pounds and went down 4 pant sizes for women.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Sign me up.
And, Zumba, it's kind of like they say, it's exercise in disguise. If you like to dance and if you like music, that's what you're going to do with Zumba. And like I said, by having 7 local instructors, you get a little bit of different style with all of them. They also will, you'll have information on where they teach outside of this event if you'd like to go. Most Zumba classes, you can just drop in and pay a drop-in fee and check it out. And it's just wonderful. It's mostly Latin music. It's an international dance craze. You see it everywhere, and we love it. It's just a great community. It's a lot of support, and you don't feel like you're working out for an hour.
And it's a spectator sport.
Absolutely.
All right, so it's this Saturday, 10:30, $15, and who do they call for that? And of course, it all benefits Stuff the Bus. So the bottom line here is Stuff the Bus, but
Absolutely.
Zumba could change your life.
Absolutely, and it's again 100% of all the money donated for the tickets and all the money through the vendors goes to Stuff the Bus, and they can contact me if they're in town. I will drop off tickets and take their money. They can come down to Pulse Fitness Studio, which is at 7175 South Pine, where I work out, and every night I'm there after 4:30, and they can get their tickets there, and it's just a great.
Do you want to give out your phone number? We got about 10 seconds.
671-6847.
All right. And we will make sure that we continue to mention that, Suzanne. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you
make
so
the community
much.
better.
Thank you so much
and the
for
world
having
better.
me here.
All right. We will take a little break, and we'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. The fighting continues in Gaza. With no sign of a let-up after